Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man at your services. How are you all? I hope you're all doing very, very well. Especially you. Yeah, I heard about what you got up to. You deserve a medal. And to be behind bars as well, whichever comes first. So, anyway, this is a magazine segment on the channel. i.e., I've got nothing major to talk about. So, because stuff gets in the way, regular viewers know I can't stand stuff, real life stuff. Just things that happen around you which conspire to trip you up, to derail you from the path you had intended for yourself. So, little videos I had planned, nope, didn't happen because stuff got in the way. You know, those tumbleweeds of stuff that's just come your way and then blow up in your face. If you could get stuff and stuff it into a box, stuff the stuff in, you'd boot it off a cliff, wouldn't you? You know. Or you get it in a corner by its throat and by its balls, you'd headbutt it and you'd chuck it out the window. That kind of stuff gets in the way. I hate stuff. So, to combat that, when I get derailed, I do little videos like this to say like, well, you were going to get this and you're still going to get it. Now, I'm evolving. So when things get in the way and the plan has been sort of usurped from under me, I'll do a magazine. Current affairs, issues of the day, pet peeves of the week, maybe, and what's forthcoming. So, current affairs. Just check my itinerary. Current affairs. Harry and Meghan. Who cares? Current affairs. Out the way. A shout out, right, to Scrowy, our good friend from down under. Scrowy, a super channel contributor. He who sent me the boomerang, which I still haven't used because the weather's not been good enough to use it. I know they're meant to come back, but given the wind at the moment, that's just going to take off and just keep on going. It'll go back to him in Australia. So, but he's not too well at the moment. He's got an ear infection, which has bothered his vision, his hearing obviously, and his balance. You know, it's never good, is it? It's never good. So I think you'll all combine with me and wish him all the best and a speedy recovery. What's next? Oh yes, peeve of the week. Right. There is something I've noticed. Well, I've noticed it for quite a while, but it seems to have proliferated in the last sort of week or so, and it's on YouTube. Yes, it's YouTubers. I fucking hate them. With some exceptions, obviously. No, it's YouTubers who review movies, and again, I'm not really cutting myself much slack here, am I? But I don't do what they do. It's pure clickbait, and it's even some people that I follow and quite like, but I hate the way that they do this. And it is things you missed. They do a video about a trailer. I've done videos on trailers where I sit and react to it, you know, or talk about it and my ideas for the movie and blah, blah, blah. But these people go, things you missed. Wow, you're super important and arrogant, aren't you? How do you know I missed it? And their thumbnail would be like, things you missed. And there'll be an image from this trailer or movie, and there'll be an arrow in the background pointing to it like a teapot or something. Things you missed this, but I saw it because I'm a YouTuber and this is what I do, and I'm going to make a video out of this, and I'm going to, in my air of superiority, I'm going to tell you what you missed. How do you fucking know we missed it? How do you know? I love the way the soundtrack here is now farting at me. This is Mark Wilkinson's supremely creepy and eerie score for the majestic, folky horror Blood on Satan's Claw from Tyburn, early 70s. Fantastic stuff. I have reviewed the movie actually. But yeah, you know, things you missed. You know, see these work. I'm into movies. People watching your videos are into movies, so they watch the trailer. I'm sure they've seen the things you're going, well, you didn't see this, did you? I'm pretty certain I'm the only person in the world who's actually noticed this, and I'm going to dot all the I's and cross all the T's and make all the connections and spell it out for you. When you're sitting there going, yeah, I saw that, yeah. Oh, that little reference there. Oh, that character who might be making a comeback. Yeah. I'm with you. Can you tell me something maybe I didn't know? But they can't. I hate it. It's pure clickbait. Things you missed. On the subject of clickbait as well, I am massively into the Missing 411 phenomenon, run by David Paulides. Sounds like a star constellation, doesn't it? Paulides, ex-SWAT team, ex-private investigator. He's a wonderful investigative journalist into things wacky and way out. Bigfoot and missing people from national parks in America and around the world. He has his own YouTube channel. He's written books. He's been on numerous TV shows and documentaries. He knows his stuff. He's great. I follow him. I think he's fantastic. But there are people that try to emulate him by taking his stories, the things that he's researched and put out there already in his books or on talk shows, in dossiers, in conventions. He's a big convention speaker, darling to the masses. And but you've got other people on YouTube who nick his stuff and they put on their little pictures. And this makes me laugh out loud every time I see it. It's like, this is... Park Ranger will never go in the Appalachian Mountains again. And you'll have a picture in the background of the Appalachian Mountains and possibly some shadowy figure there lurking in the trees. But first and prominent in the image will be this really shitty photoshopped image of a park ranger just going... They've got their hat on, they've got the uniform and a little badge. It's very often a woman. This park ranger will never go on this dirt track ever again because of this. Well, because of what? Click on it. Folks, if I ever do a thumbnail like that is screaming out clickbait, please let me know. And the thing is, I've done it inadvertently in the past. I reviewed the classic Western, Ulzana's Raid. Burt Lancaster. Amazing movie. Massive review on that. And I put on the thumbnail, and do you know what? I don't think I've changed it. I put, now, note to self, greatest Western ever made, Ulzana's Raid. God, it even rhymes. So people click on it thinking they're going to watch the film. But if you look at the actual title, the thumbnail is one thing, but the title itself says it's a big mega review of the movie. So, I can understand how people fell for that and thought, oh, it's the movie. But if you read the title, it kind of is obvious. So maybe I'm guilty of it too. But people doing things like this, things you missed. Oh, well, the sheeple around the world will go, oh, well, I saw that trailer, but oh, what did I miss? Oh, click on it. And you just get some bozo like me just going, well, playing it out. And here, if you look here, look at this. And I think, that hand there isn't really the killer's hand. That's somebody else's hand. This scene has been flipped. The image has been flipped. So the door's on the other side. What? It's conjecture on your part, and it's also making the poor viewer think, do you think I'm stupid? Do you think I'm an idiot? I saw the same thing you've seen, and you're calling me out because, oh, I'm the YouTuber, and I know, because you missed this. No, I didn't. I saw it. Just wasn't that bothered by it, really, when it comes down to it. But you made an entire video out of it. Says the guy that's sitting here right now before you, making it up as he goes along. I know, it's full of hypocrisy, this tube known as you. So, but I hate shit like that, I really do. And it's especially those things you missed, which is really hugely prevalent at the moment. There's just loads of trailers dropped, you see, so they're all doing it. And this whole thing about, this park ranger will never go within 20 miles of the Rocky Mountains ever again, because of, shut up. It's just designed, orchestrated to coerce you into clicking on that. And good luck to him, I say. because they've all got more followers than me. Oh, jealousy, you green-eyed devil, you. Right, okay. The pet peeve's done. Okay, what's behind me? Yeah, okay, right, here we go. This arrived only today. It's not new. I mean, the films are very old, 1939 and 1940, but this Blu-ray release here, I think came out maybe 2-3 months ago from Eureka Ka. And I love that label. You can probably see what it is right now. It's The Cat and the Canary and The Ghostbreakers, both starring Bob Hope and Paulette Goddard. And these are great early horror comedies. Horror comedies have been going for many, since the dawn of theatre. These on horror comedies. And incidentally, both of these films are based on stage plays as well. And they had been filmed earlier and would be filmed again. But this great comedy duo of Bob Hope and Paulette Goddard, they turned them into real classy gags, ghosts, and ghoulishness galore. You know, they are funny, but they are frightening. The frights and the seriousness are taken seriously, but the gags and the wisecracks are still thick and fast. But that does not detract from the creepy atmosphere. They're both old dark house movies, which have their precedence in Agatha Christie and other early writers, mystery writers, and then on stage, and then of course in the 20s and the 30s they were done and done again. And this was a later version which brought in the comedy angle as well. So you've got people arriving, disparate people arriving, usually to claim an inheritance in some ancestral seat. You're going to be the one to inherit it all, provided you can survive the next 30 days. You know. And then there's someone else who's hell-bent on destroying them or driving them mad in the process. The Cat and the Canary, there's inheritance there, and an escaped inmate from a mental asylum. Oh, there's always one oot the boot, isn't there, on a stormy night, called the Cat, who's got in there. And is he taking them out? It's great. Been many years since I've seen it, but Bob Hope and Paulette Goddard re-teamed only the year later for The Ghostbreakers, which has a zombie in it. It has voodoo. What else is happening? There's ghosts and there's all sorts in it. And a little island off Cuba where, again, she's going to inherit something there. And he tags along thinking she's in danger. And she is. And they will encounter real ghouls and fiends. And maybe someone of a real flesh and blood. You know, nastiness. They're genius. I'm going to watch these, and I'm going to possibly review both of them as well, because they're well worth it. They are classics. If you look on that, does not Bob Hope look like Benny Hill there? Bob Hope, BH, Benny Hill, BH. Something to that. But doesn't he look like Benny Hill there? A young Benny Hill. Classics. Can't wait to watch them, in fact. So coming on to other filmic stuff. Them. Yes, I've talked about them. The Giant Ants film, them. That's them with a big exclamation mark. I truly cannot wait for Michael Giacchino's remake of this. But it's going to take a while. It's still only in development at the moment. I've heard nothing new since I reported on it about a week ago. But I'm so enthusiastic and excited and looking forward to it that I'm going to watch the original again. And I'm going to do a watch party. So that was planned for this morning, but stuff got in the way, so I couldn't do it, you know. So maybe tomorrow morning I'll do the big watch party for the 1954 creature feature Giant Ant classic masterpiece of sci-fi horror from Gordon Douglas from 1954, Them. Incidentally, Them was filmed in black and white. It was meant to be filmed in colour and in 3D, but the 3D cameras didn't work, they malfunctioned. But some of the shots you see in the finished movie are still clearly, they were designed and set up for the 3D process. Only a handful, but the title they did is in full, it's not Technicolor, it's Eastman colour, which is what Hammer used to use. Eastman colour. And the title, Them, exclamation mark, comes out in glaringly big neon red and blue shadowed letters. Them comes out at you. And it got me thinking about Michael Giacchino and his one-off special for Disney Plus, Halloween 2022. A throwback to Werewolf by Night from Marvel, the Marvel anti-hero werewolf character with the ridiculous name of Jack Russell. But Giacchino did this and it was fantastic, and it was filmed in black and white, very silvery black and white, lots of etched shadows and stuff. But he also put in occasional little flashes of colour in there just to add this little visual frisson to it. And it looked great. So it kind of got me thinking, what if he filmed them actually in colour and put the title them in black and white? Or if he filmed the whole thing in black and white, he's already done. You can't call it feature length. Werewolf by Night lasted only 52 minutes, but he crammed so much into that. And that was black and white until the sort of post-credit sequence, which, in fact, the finale bleeds colour in, very spectacularly as well. The finale actually bleeds colour into a final resolution sort of sequence. And then you get a post-credit thing where it's in full colour, which is vivid and gorgeous. So he can work with both. But what if he actually filmed it in black and white as well? You know, because he's done that. He used it well. I don't know. But we'll discuss that again. And any more details that come out about Giacchino's revamped, upping the ante. Oh, it doesn't matter. As soon as more details come out, I will obviously report upon those, because I'm really, really looking forward to it. I think it's one of those classic creature features which can be remade with today's effects. I still want animatronics in there. I still want full prosthetics in there. Practical effects as and where you can. But to depict legions and armies and colonies of ants wreaking havoc across cities and deserts, well, you're going to have to use CG, because you can't really employ him. And you can't do, Bert I. Gordon and Food of the Gods and all those early 70s big bug features that he did. You know, where he had real life footage of the actual insects themselves and then superimposed, and also using big bad props at the same time. But that didn't really work out so well. So I don't really think you're going to do macro photography and blend it with real life action. Plus, I don't know how much money he's working with here, but it's going to be CGI without a doubt. But wisely, he should also keep the first half of the movie like the original, where the beasts, the ants themselves, are mysterious. You only might see one or two, and you see the aftermath of what they've been doing, and then save all the actual full-on carnage, where you're going to show wars and tanks being overturned, and the American soldiers getting wiped out, last stands, civilians getting picked up off the streets and hurled around. Ants move at speed, and they move with calculated tactics, with strategy. They have a sort of hive mentality, and they are sent out on missions. Some of them are suicide missions, but they willingly go along with it. And there's feints and decoys and deceptions. It's clever, it's tactical. I hope he employs that. The original movie does hint at all these tactics that they use. I know they build traps and things in their nests and lairs and dens. So I hope he manages to use all that and employ it, but with today's effects and a bigger scale. But keep the mystery elements in the first half. Mystery. We already know what it is. It's giant ants, for God's sake. But who's to say it's just giant ants? If something's made the ants mutate into being bigger, wouldn't it affect other things too? Snakes, tarantulas, illegal Mexican immigrants. You could have some of them, lumbering huge badgers. We don't need no stinking badgers. It would echo across half of the southern states of America, because they'd be huge as well, with great big moustaches. Racial stereotyping there, Kilt-Man. Well done, well done. Oh, guy in a kilt, drinking whiskey. Another stereotype there, Kilt-Man. Oh, you're doing really well so far. So, this has been just a brief 20-minute magazine. And I hope going forward, I might do this more often on a Monday. The Monday magazine show. Kind of like What have we just had? What's coming? What's happening? At the moment, not a lot, I know. But this is something at least. Oh, you may have noticed behind me there. Yeah, it's a big piranha. Yeah. I've been fishing, I have. And how cool is that? That's rather... You might see that again at some point. I might discuss it a bit more, but it's pretty cool. So anyway, folks, we've done current affairs, we've done a shout out. We all wish the best. Scrowy, come on mate, get better, come on. The peeve of the week. I probably have more than one peeve of the week, to be perfectly honest. They call them pet peeves, a pet peeve. That makes it sound kind of cute, pet peeve. No, I fucking hate them. My peeve is like, I've got legions of peeves. I don't want to flamethrower them all. Especially YouTubers who go, things you missed. Oh, that mock superiority. I've seen it, but I don't think you did. Because I'm an expert. I'm clued in. And I want you to come watch my video. So please click on this, like and share. And subscribe. I want all that as well. I'm just jealous. But I wouldn't stoop to those ridiculous levels. I just can't stand it. If you spot something, because I've done genuine reactions to trailers and to things. And gone, oh my God, did you see that there? And then talked about it. But I'm not saying, oh, you didn't see that. I saw that. I claim that. Gatekeeping, as they call it. So, anyway, folks, I have been on with Shabby Kilt-Man. I will always have more pet peeves to bestow upon you so that you can watch out for them. Let me know below what your peeves are. Let me know if you're looking forward to the film Them, the remake, and the watch party. Make sure you've got a copy of Them to watch when we do it. I was going to say, what do you think of Harry and Meghan? Oh, I don't fucking care what anyone thinks of Harry and Meghan. I don't care about Harry and Meghan. I just don't. I can't be doing with it. I haven't watched any of the interviews. No, that's a lie. I watched the Oprah Winfrey one, which seems like many years ago now. But they've done loads. He leaked his book out, and oh fucking hell! And now it's all kicking off. You go on any other TV show, to avoid it, they're talking about it. It's on every news program. It's on every little bit of TV. This morning, and Loose Women, and fucking everything. They're all talking about Harry and Meghan. Oh, do you think the royal family's going to be all right? Who fucking cares? I love the royal family, but I'm sick of this bullshit. Says the guy that wasn't going to talk about it. We've done The Cat and the Canary and Ghost Breakers. They're going to be awesome. Hope you appreciate these old vintage stuff. I love labels like Eureka, which really go to town. Go to town with commentary tracks on them. I think there's a radio play of one of those movies is on there as well. It's a booklet discussing the overview of old dark house movies and the horror comedy, how it became what it is today through movies like this. And but their transfers are wonderful. I love the old Boris Karloff movies from the 30s, and even the ones that you don't remember, the ones that are really they're the underlings. We all know the favourite ones, the obviously cherished ones, but there's both Bela Lugosi and Boris Karloff made many movies, and Eureka tends to get them all together and lump them into a little box set, and some of them are not exactly gems, but they go to town on the restorations, and I love these old movies. I look forward to these sort of things being released as much, if not more, than brand new movies. Oh, I can't wait to watch Renfield. But I'm equally as excited about getting this, or a vintage Boris Karloff movie from 1933. You know what I mean? That still gets me excited. And that's the great thing about loving movies and loving vintage movies as well, because without the vintage movies, you wouldn't have the style of movies that you got today. The genres were created then. Sci-fi, fantasy, horror, thriller, romance, comedy. They all had their precedent then. And then the movies and storylines and narratives began to evolve into little pigeonholed sort of segments. Oh, that's got ghosts in it. It's a horror movie. That's got a guy working with cadavers. It's a horror movie. You know, or westerns, obviously. And then sort of in the 50s and 60s, you get crossovers of these movies where you'd have a western, but with vampires. You'd have a werewolf movie, which is also a romance. You know, you'd have all comedies. Again, Abbott and Costello met Frankenstein and the Invisible Man and the Mummy. You know, also Dracula and the Wolfman. But, you know, genre films were born, and then, like the atom, they split and went off in their own different directions, and then kind of interwove, you know, as the decades went by, and their DNA sort of cross-pollinated. Anyway, I'm sure I ended this about 10 minutes ago, but we're going to end it now. So in the meantime, in this ever Monday magazine in between time, please keep it kilted, keep it Celtic, and I am going to see you all. What's that? Have you got blood on? Have you got blood on my little Satan's claw here? Mucky pup.